I've started the recording. So do we do like a welcome thing or something?
Yeah, so what's up, man? How's it going?
It's going good, man. To be honest, I have nothing to complain about other than UFC
Nothing.
264.
Yes, right. We'll get back to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
Get to that.
definitely.
But
That's gonna be the whole thing about the today's topic at
yeah,
least.
obviously. But before that, we just want to clarify what's going on here. So I started this podcast with one of my friend, but couldn't continue. I'm ashamed about that because you know uh, the guy I started with, he had something going on and he couldn't continue further. So I had to stop that. And I'm actually happy that I met you. So I'm doing this with you now, and I think we can go somewhere. I think we can continue this, keep this going.
Yeah, I believe that as well. That was a very nice motivating speech you just gave there.
Okay,
For like the
okay.
first time as like the co-host as well. So for introduction of myself, I'm Chon. I'm 19 and I'm very charismatic.
It, oh shit, charismatic. What the
Yeah.
fuck was that,
Hey,
bitch?
come on, man. You gotta brag a little, right?
Charismatic, right? Okay. So yeah, what's up, man? How's it going? How is your normal days during this pandemic?
So, pandemic, I just finished high school and I wouldn't say it went bad. It went pretty well. But, like, to be fair, in this pandemic, I'm having more time to myself than I've had in ages at least. And that's also one of the incentives of the podcast itself is for like personal growth for both of us at the same time.
Right,
And in
right,
a
right.
fun
I
way where
got
we can discuss about life topics.
Right. That's why I wanted to do this. And it's so hard to start something nowadays and keep it going because we are in this age where different phases come. And I have this very, very often. Like I start doing something new and it's like a phase, it don't last long. It's weird. And so hate this. I can't like I started a YouTube channel, 1 year back, 2 years back. I couldn't continue it for some reason. Like I just didn't feel the wish to continue it and wasn't feeling it. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do this.
So, man, what I
And
think about that. Okay, continue. I'm sorry I interrupted. Go ahead.
nah, go ahead.
Okay, fine enough. So, what I think about that, like you said about phases, like you said, nowadays we all have a lot of opportunities to do a lot of stuff, right? And like you said, you started YouTube, and everybody gets started like motivated to start a YouTube channel because we all watch YouTube. It's a thing, right?
Right,
But here's the
right,
thing, right? With most things, either if you, it's hard to continue, especially because you can predict what happens in the future. You never know what life will throw at you suddenly. Like, you start a YouTube channel, for example, in high school, then you move to university, then you realize that, okay, now I have less time, I can continue with this. And it's like, if you're talking about something like completely different rather than something you can resonate to your personal life right now, I don't think you can continue
right.
with that. So that's the
Mhm.
thing. And like you said, everybody goes through different phases. And I think this, and let's not hope this is our podcast phase at
Yeah,
least.
I hope this is not a phase. I hope this is not a phase. And with also the MMA thing that I'm training with you and all this shit.
Right.
And I really want to keep it going because I like, you know, in childhood you have dreams. I always wanted to be like a fighter, either a fighter or a cricketer. Cricket didn't like suit me like for some reason. Hit
All
me in the
right. All
balls,
right.
and now I wanna like really get into this MMA community because I feel like I have the knack for it. Just I just have to push it through.
All right,
It's
man.
just so
I'm
hard to go
I'm
to a
happy that
position.
you're very, very ambitious regarding that, and especially with cricket. I guess one way you can say is that you're not good with balls. I had to drop that. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm happy. Like I found someone as you to train with as well, man. It's like, what do you call it? We can both improve each other in better like senses at least. And
Right,
disclaimer
right, and
alert, by
actually,
the way, Inam's a very good martial artist. Of course, I'm better,
Oh shit.
but
Oh shit. Oh, shit.
and
Hey,
I'm
you
joking.
guys have to come to our
Joking.
gym. You guys have to come to our gym to see who's better. He can, I think he can pretty much, you know, sometimes dominate me in the ground, like grappling. Sometimes I'm bad in grappling, and striking. I think I win. Striking, I think I win.
I
I
have to
don't
give you
know.
that, bro. I'll have to give you that. We all
Yeah,
have our like.
because
Go ahead, talk.
right.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
All right. So, like he said, like striking wise, he's definitely. I think he's a better striker than me. He's very good at like holding his range and everything else. In that matter, grappling, what can I say? I'm a smaller opponent, so he has a hard time predicting what I do at all times. So yeah, regarding that,
Right.
I guess I'm better. I wouldn't say I'm better. Like, to be fair, it's like it depends. Honestly, it's like some days he's better, some days I'm better. It's
Right.
like
Right.
it's a
Right.
varying thing.
Exactly. I hope I hope there was a community in Bangladesh. আমাদের দেশে এরকম একটা থাকতো যে like people know that there is like people like guys who fights, and it's so weird we're talking about this, people even don't know what we're talking about, like MMA, mixed martial arts and all that shit. But it's just
Right.
so hard to, yeah, get a fan base community for MMA, just MMA.
That
But
is
this
very, very
podcast,
true. I
yeah,
agree with you
yeah,
regarding that because, like, especially to people, if I say that I do martial arts or MMA, and then they directly move to, oh yeah, you're doing karate. And even if you say
yeah,
taekwondo, so yeah, oh, like karate, yeah, show me kung fu and stuff. So,
yeah,
I would say that, yeah, it's not very exposed down here at least. And I think it should be at least because martial arts at least, it teaches you a different type of discipline. Because the
mm,
main thing that we struggle today is with our egos. Some people may have a lack of it. Some people may, what do you call it? Some people may have too much of it at least. So, like, for the
right.
people who have too much, when they go to a gym and they find out that somebody can whoop their ass, and they're not on top of the food chain regarding that, they get more disciplined.
I
It's
know,
more
right?
humbling, right?
I, I know,
And
right? That's
for
so true.
people who have like lower egos, when they learn that they can actually control how the situation goes if it escalates to a fight, they get more confident. So I think it helps. Basically, there's nothing you can lose from it.
Yeah, every kid should learn martial art.
Mm.
It's like study. It's a study that you have to just add onto your book.
Right, I agree with you. And it's like side by side. It's not like something you should be scared of or something. But
Yeah,
definitely the discipline factor is very, very important, especially nowadays.
right. Obviously, the ego factor. I
Yeah.
have ego, but I have like a good healthy ego, and sometimes like I
If it's
don't
healthy,
have
bro, we
any.
don't call it ego. It's called
I
confidence, okay?
Yeah, true, but sometimes it's like I do have a bad ego. Like it's just it's reflex. It's not like it's actually ego, but it's like it's reflex. How do I explain this?
It's
I
like a
mean,
defense
I
mechanism,
fight. Nah, I fight against it. I know
right?
I'm doing wrong, but I just keep doing it.
Mm,
I know I'm doing wrong. So let's say my father says something that hurt me. Mother
mm.
says something that hurt me, but I immediately react to them with something, just saying bad, like very like not normal,
Right.
or any person. Okay,
Okay.
I know I'm doing better, but I keep going, but I hate myself for that.
Mm.
Is it ego? Is this ego?
So listen, man. Like regarding that, I think nowadays, it's not nowadays. I think it's a common thing that's been happening to us all over. It's like controlling our emotions, because we don't
Right.
know how to handle ourselves completely with social interaction. No matter what you say, we don't have it 100% figured out. So, like regarding to that, I think it's better to control your emotions, but from time to time, it can get very hard. So I don't think it's something to do with
Right.
ego. I think it's just something everybody does. And I don't think it's connected to your ego.
It's
But you
connected.
should try to control it more, as far as I think. At least I try to do it. Like, I'm not gonna say I excel at it 100% of the time. But the main thing is that you try and eventually you get better and better. So,
Yeah.
bro, enough of the
Uh,
motivational talk. What do you think of the UFC event today?
oh shit. Hey, first, it's weird. We're in this country. We're gonna speak about UFC, but what we should actually speak about is Brazil and Argentina and how the match went out. Like, like we're what are we doing? Like, what kind of place do we belong? What
Listen,
kind of
man,
people we are?
that is very, very true. Last night, what do you call it? All my friends are messaging, and I'm like, they're like, Brazil, Argentina, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm high for UFC. And when Brazil, Argentina,
I know,
and
right?
I'm like,
I
am I
know,
on the
right?
wrong side here or something?
Dude, I take
Just
a
funny.
break every Sunday. I take a break from my office, like the work that I do in the morning. I take a break on Sunday just because I want to see the UFC event, right?
Mm.
And I had to sleep today enough up to 8 because my office starts at 7. So every day I wake up at 6. But today I sleep until 8. But today I had to wake up before 6 just because everybody was watching Brazil Argentina. I'm a Brazil fan. I really like the moments like this. I actually like because everybody gets together, watch uh
Yeah,
watch the
man. But
football match. So it's
now I'm gonna pull a leg here. Like, how did Brazil do?
oh you oh shit Brazil hater. Oh,
I'm
you're
not a hater,
Argentina's
man. I don't
hater.
watch football. I'll be honest with you. I've never like cared for a single thing in football. But it's just pulling a leg here.
Uh,
Just being the
are
natural
you an
asshole I am.
Argentina supporter
No, no, I'm not a
or
supporter at all.
Argentina?
I don't give
Yeah.
a shit about football.
You should at least support a team. Like
Nah,
just like I have
nah.
like
I mean,
I
like
don't watch football.
it's
Uh-huh.
like I don't feel like if I don't watch something, and I'm not like even like a bit interested. You know what I mean? It's like nothing can you can't force me to watch football. I won't even look at it. Even if it's peer pressure, I won't do it. It's like I take no enjoyment for it from it at least.
It's exactly how I feel about cricket right now.
Oh, dude, the feeling's worse for cricket.
No, it's because I actually used to like cricket and now I can't have what I have. So yeah, I fucking hate it. Fuck it.
Mm. Man, remember like
And
back in the days when you were smaller, and you also used to play like what do you call it with the neighborhood kids, right? I think everyone used to do that. And then at that time, you had that neighborhood kid hierarchy with sports. Like cricket ke সবচেয়ে ভালো খেলে ball, like who does the best bowling, who does the best batting, you know what I mean? So I was the type of kid who was like very good at bowling at a point. And at a time, new kids started coming in, and I started sucking ass more basically. And after that, I lost all interest for cricket. So that's my history with cricket, at least.
hard truth to swallow.
It is very hard.
Yeah, so okay, Brazil Argentina played out pretty well. I feel really good for Messi, but I feel bad for Neymar. I feel really good that what is it? Messi just won international cup. That's what's yeah. He won an international cup first time in his life, and it's the best thing he could have in his record, being a world class, being a Messi basically.
Being a Messi. Well, like I said, I don't know that much about football, but at least I'm educated enough to know who Messi is. So yeah, I guess congrats to
Uh,
Messi on his thing. He's someone who's very good with balls, I guess.
Right.
For
That's
fuck's sake.
about UFC. Which of the fights? All right, let's just begin from the smaller cards. Okay,
Sure,
let's
let's do
begin
that.
from the main card.
What do you mean main
You
card?
which fights you watched?
Asa,
Main card,
so
fights that start from the they show to like everybody pay-per-view what
mm,
it's called.
right, right.
So the fights that in our country Asia we get to see live.
Mm.
That are the main cards fight.
So I saw one, like I don't remember their names. I think the first fight I saw, because like I woke up a little late, is between two, what do you call it? It's two female welterweights. One of them was Russian and the other one was Mexican. I don't exactly remember their names because it was like complicated. But to be fair, it was like a good fight. And
Yeah,
like after that fight, almost all of the fights except for the Wonder Boy and like Gilbert Burns, all of them finished like in the first round, which is like a very good event if you think about it. So what I learned from that fight, right? So the Russian lady, she's more like of a, what do you call it, Thai boxer, and she's like at the round start, she's directly like putting everything into it, all in on striking. She's going full aggressive, and then there's the Mexican lady. She's there and she's like good at boxing, and she's just taking it calm. And one pattern you can see with the Russian lady is that she always kicks, naila clinch nahi. Either that. She always kicks, gets close to you, and takes in the clinch. The woman waits for the perfect timing. She tries to throw a kick, and then lead hook counter just drops it. Like, wow, man, there's just next level patience, you know. So a
Dude,
patience
that's
I
why.
admire to have in striking. I have very
Yeah.
little patience in striking, I'll tell you that.
Dude, that's why I love the hook shot so much because you fell in, like you let's say you have less range and you try to get in.
Mm.
So what you could do is you could just back up and stick a hook in, and that
Right.
could knock you out so easily.
Mhm.
And that's something I use all the times. I was so impressed by that Mexican. She like, oh my god, what a shot! And I fucking
Yeah, it was fucking
knocked her
crazy.
out.
So after
Yeah.
that, did you see that guy Taito Vasa drinking beer out of people's boots?
Oh my God, that's he started he started a tradition with this, and the second time when he did it with he started what is it, tongue? He was shaming his tongue.
Because
You know
somebody
what he
poured hot
did?
sauce.
Yeah, somebody put Dustin's hot sauce. He was like, what the fuck? That's so crazy. Like beer in a shoe with hot sauce. What the fuck is that?
Listen, man, I'll tell you something. That guy, he's a good fighter, first of all. We'll get to the fighting
Thai
later.
Tuivasa, Thai
Yeah,
Tuivasa, yeah.
Tai Tuivasa. So, like, what do you call it? I think he's like a very good guy, like, fun guy to party with. But the shit he does is
Yeah.
disgusting as fuck.
What?
Imagine it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
It's
so
it's
fucking
disgusting, but so
disgusting.
entertaining. So fucking entertaining as well, man.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you don't do it yourself.
Right, right, right.
So, like, you know, the guy he was fighting against, right? He was like a former NFL player.
I know him.
Yeah, so like, what do you call it? And both of them are monsters, by the way, because like you can just see in the heavyweight division, one punch can directly crack you. It's
Right.
fucking crazy. One punch can
I
end the
thought
fight so
I
easily.
thought it was a knockdown. I thought it was an early stoppage, but then I saw his face. He was all bloodied up. He was not even unconscious.
Right,
Oh
right.
my god, what the fuck am I?
So like, what I liked about that fight, right? So I mean, it started off pretty like normal. What do you call it? Leg kicks and the casual like throw and get hit, throw and get hit, throw and get hit and dodge. But then what do you call it? The other guy, I forgot what his name was.
I
Very
also
very
forgot his
bad at name.
name.
I'm very bad with names.
He's
So
NFL player. He went to police. He went to prison for beating his wife. What happened next?
I like how you said that right after
Yeah.
NFL player, you asshole. I mean,
Forgot his
what can
name.
I say? So regarding
Forgot
that,
his name.
what he did, right? So he cracked Tai Tuivasa, and like, what do you call it? You could see Tai was like wobbling around a little bit, but after some
Yeah, he
time, you
tagged him.
could see Tai was acting as well. He knew that if he saw him wobbling around, he would go in for the finish, and when he went in for the
Right,
finish, lead hook again, and that's a knockout.
right.
There's been two lead
Oh,
hook knockouts today. It was fucking crazy.
right, right, right. Right. It's just this chin. If you could just take a good hook,
Mm.
chin is down.
Yeah,
Like
basically.
I even when I grapple, like somebody like try to tie me down with the hand.
Mm.
I feel the pain here. Like it's so painful. I just tap, just with the what is it? The chin.
Mm. Chin is like, what do you call it? It should be a primary target, at least for striking, because what do you call it? If it's like a good punch on the chin, even if it's not with that much power, most of the time it's a guaranteed knockout or a knockdown at least. Man,
Mm.
we should learn something from this, huh? Maybe I'll try it on you next time.
We're just fans.
Yeah, definitely.
Fans talking shit.
Listen,
I
man, we're
wish.
fans, we're practitioners as well. Maybe not that advanced practitioners, but still, like,
Right.
it doesn't hurt to learn
Amateurs.
from the fight. Yeah, we're amateurs. We can say it that way.
Right. I wish we had a what is it? We could just show the fights to our viewers.
Yeah,
They could
but
just
sadly, we can't do that.
starting
Not
of the
yet, at least.
podcast. It'll take time. It'll
Yeah,
take time.
we'll get there. Don't worry.
Hey, how about at some point we just I told you right? At some point we just review live fights, but we actually have to buy pay-per-view for that.
Right, exactly. And what do you call it? Even if we review live fights, I'm not sure if we can do it 100% because there's UFC policies and shit about like what do you call it?
In this country.
Directly posting fights. You know what I mean?
Oh
You
no,
can get
no,
taken
you
down.
can do that. No,
You
no,
can
no,
do
you
that.
can do that.
All right. All right.
What I mean to say is you don't show the fights. We talk about the fights. We see it ourselves. You know what I mean? We just do
Ah,
commentary.
I see. I see. Yeah, we can do that definitely. That's a new thing we can get started on. Speaking of
Yeah.
that, what do you think about the Gilbert Burns and Stephen Wonderboy fight?
I really thought Wonder Boy was gonna have it, but I before the fight, I stylistically I thought Wonder Boy just keep the range and like do some push kick, up kicks, head kicks. He tried, but it was just what is it? Gilbert Burns is like so unpredictable. He was keeping his stance like this. He was just coming down again and again. So Wonder Boy don't try to. He was unpredictable. And he got his. I think he deserved it, but I
Yeah,
feel
man.
bad for him.
I think, regarding that, at least from my own personal view, I didn't think Gilbert Burns was actually this good. Because like you, I also thought Wonderboy was gonna have it. Because like of course he has like very good striking. I think he's like his kickboxing
He's a
record,
kickboxer,
he's like undefeated in kickboxing, by the way. And
right?
regarding that, right, what Gilbert did was so good that like what do you call it? The range thing, you know what I mean? What do you call it? He didn't get hit properly with his kicks at least. Other than that, he knew that what do you call it? Wonder Boy, he could dominate Wonder Boy on the ground because Gilbert Burns is like a very good BJJ practitioner.
Mm.
So like you just saw him not striking that much with him, but when he got the what do you call it opportunity, he performed very nice takedowns. The takedowns were very nice.
Yes,
Do you see
the
that
takedowns
one
were really
where
nice.
he went all the way around his leg, and he almost got that takedown? I mean, it wasn't a complete takedown, but man, that technique was on point.
Yes, yes. He's like he has this basic in point. He doesn't use a lot of technique, but he has the basic so core to the dip that it's so hard to even if you're a technical player, it's hard against him.
Yeah, honestly. And like for those who do not know something about MMA is that it may look all what do you call it like yeah I would have done this if I was in that situation. It's really not that easy because especially when you're in the
Right.
ring, there's so much you have to conquer psychologically before you can do anything physically.
Oh my
It's
god.
like the
Oh,
fear is so bad. It happens
dude.
with everyone who does it.
Honestly, they're at some level. The
Yeah,
MMA fighters
definitely.
they fight in 4 ounce gloves.
Mm,
Obviously, they have a high fear loss, like less of fear
mm,
than us, obviously.
mm.
But the most amount of energy they lose is out of just a mental game. It's so hard. And for me, like if I'm in a ring, if I don't beat you mentally, I don't beat you.
Yeah, you don't.
Seriously,
Mm.
I have to know it before the fight that I beat you or I don't beat.
That's a
It's
very
just
good
it's
point.
just a it's just a weird thing. Like if I'm some way intimidated by your skills or know who you are, there is a high possibility that I'm gonna lose. It's so weird. Like David, right?
Mm, mm.
Dude, I know he's so skilled that I don't even like push forward because I know if I push forward, I'm gonna get fucked. You know what I mean?
I understand you completely. It's like also that thing, what do you call it? Like you said, if you do not think that you cannot win, you'll never win. Because then you'll
You'll
just have the
never win.
mentality of running away and like surviving through the rounds.
I know, but here's the thing, right? I know I'm not gonna win. I actually know I'm not gonna win. Why? Because I don't have the skill for it. I don't have the skill
Exactly.
for it
And
and the
that's where the fear
experience.
thing comes in. And what do you
Right.
call it? That's the thing. That's the difference with like fighting someone and sparring. Because if you go into a fight with that same mentality and they can be more skilled than you never know. And if even if you know they're more skilled than you, then you get intimidated. Then that's a very bad factor to like consider.
Right.
The same thing happened, I think, with like what do you call it, Dan Hooker and what Michael Chandler. I don't know if
Michael
you've seen.
Chandler. Fuck yeah. You were
Yeah.
so right.
So what happened there,
Same thing
right?
happened.
So a thing that happens with like fighting usually is that when you're scared or intimidated or tired, you go back to your bad habits. Like, the things that your body naturally does. So like, so for some people it can just be a normal combo they do, or it can just be a leg kick or things that they're comfortable doing. So in the first
Uh,
round, you could just see Dan Hooker was so intimidated by him. He always threw just calf kicks, calf kicks, calf kicks, calf kicks, nothing else the whole round.
yeah. He
And
was
then
just
Michael
casually.
Chandler caught that, and then he
Uh,
finished him with the overhand.
he
It's
was
like
just backing down, backing down, backing down.
mm,
Every backing down.
exactly.
All
So
fight.
there's a huge thing with fear, I would say. And regarding that, man, I would
Mhm.
say there's huge respect to people, the fighters at least. I myself sometimes even have trouble doing it in the ring while sparring. Imagine them doing it, like what do you call it, risking their livelihoods in front of millions of people.
Ah, yeah,
That itself,
knocked,
it's like impressive.
getting knocked out. Oh my
Ah,
god.
mm.
Let's
Speaking
say
of
there's a
that,
girl you like. Let's say
yeah,
there's a
yeah,
girl
go
you
ahead.
like. Oh my god, she's at the what is it? Side of the cage,
Right.
cheering for you, or maybe not, maybe the other guy, and you get knocked the fuck out. What you gonna do?
Listen, man, the way you said it, maybe the other guy, then first of all, I don't think I would like her very much, at that point. But that's the thing. There's like a lot of, you feel like there's a lot of social judgment afterwards. So, like, especially that's the reason, like, I want to say something, especially even if a fighter loses, no matter how they lose or whatever, everybody should still pay them respect for going in the ring, because that by itself takes like a lot of willpower and
Right,
commitment, definitely.
right.
Because if
Honestly,
something goes wrong, the social, what do you call it, social aspect of it, or the social, what do you call it, pushback, it's them who feel them the most. Now, speaking of people getting knocked out and injured, we didn't talk about getting injured, but like, what do you call it? What did you think of the main event? Dustin versus
oh
Conor.
fuck, oh fuck. Honestly, uh, I really thought this was gonna be really boring
Mm,
because I'm more of a Connor versus Nate fan
mm,
than Connor versus Dustin fan.
okay.
That's the fight I want to actually see because those are both fucking trash talkers fighting in the ring.
I see, I
But
see.
this fight, it wasn't like I wasn't that hyped for it because they had this rivalry.
Yeah, it's the
And
third fight they had.
I I actually thought Dustin. I was rooting for Connor
Mm,
because it wasn't like Connor was a better martial artist. It was just what he did for the sport throughout the years
I see, I see.
and
So you
how
thought
this
that like from his prior reputation, because he was so good back then.
right, right. And I was rooting for Connor, but I knew that Dustin had a high possibility to win. And I think he kind of won, almost won, but not he didn't win.
He
He
didn't, I
didn't
mean,
win
like,
actually.
so here's the thing, man. I have like a lot to say about this fight. Like you said, like you can really say he 100% won because the fight didn't even last 5 rounds. And it
Right.
also ended by like, what do you call it, a mistake. It was a slip on Connor's part and he broke his ankle or
He
shin.
fucking broke
I,
his ankle, man.
yeah, right. So what I have
What do
to
you
say about
expect?
this fight, right? So Dustin, he embodied Khabib energy. Dude, the way he
Yes.
started smashing the shit out of Connor, that shit
Oh
reminded me
shit.
of Khabib. And like, what the
Oh
fuck?
shit.
I didn't see that coming. And I'm like, whoa, man, Dustin's like very aggressive here. Connor landed
He
some good kicks and he almost got him in a guillotine as well. But
yeah.
still didn't work out for him. And
You don't
other
go to
than that,
guillotine and go down. You don't go to guillotine and go down. Oh
exactly.
man.
And like to be fair, Connor's not that good of a grappler as Dustin Poirier because Dustin's a better grappler, and that's a fact. And regarding that, one thing I also love is when trash talkers get their ass beat. You know what I mean? It's
Dude,
like,
with Connor, it's different.
nah,
It's
nah,
not
man,
like
not this time,
with
not this time.
Connor, it's different. I'm not fanboying Connor, but I'm just why Connor did that. Dustin mentioned this in post fight. Connor started being this hateful guy in this fight because it was like he had to bring that side of him to be hateful, to win the fight, to bring that, backfire again.
Mm.
And that's what he did. It wasn't like he was being he actually hated Dustin. So literally the fight before that, they were friends, best friends, hot sauce, changed hot sauce. Now he started all of a sudden he started dating. This is weird. Every fight they just promoted like that, but this one, man, I not every trash talker I feel bad about getting knocked out,
So
to be
here's the
honest.
thing regarding that, right? So in MMA, one thing we know, I think Conor is the most, what do you call it, richest MMA fighter there is, and there's a good
Oh
point to
hell
that.
yeah.
It's because of the trash talk he does, and like that generates a lot of pay-per-views, which is very
He's the number
beneficial
one
for him.
paid fighter. Number
Yeah,
one
I
paid
get that,
fighter.
but like, what do you call it? Regarding fighting, like Iktoge, we talked about discipline, respect, and all those factors.
Yeah, those
Then
are all very
the
important.
level Conor goes to trash talking. What do you call it? He mentioned, for example, Khabib's wife, and recently he even mentioned Dustin Poirier's wife about like her sending him a DM. You
Oh
know
my
what I
god,
mean?
that was fake. That was fake as
No, no, it
fuck.
wasn't fake. The reason it was because he owed money to his like what do you call it charity
Nah, I know what
foundation.
you. Nah, I know what he's saying, but Dustin's wife didn't do that. It
Yeah, and
was
Dustin's
actually.
wife, Dustin's wife got pissed as well. You should have seen like in the octagon, they found a
She was
picture
like,
of her showing the
what?
middle finger. Man,
We follow the same people on Instagram. I
we
can just
do
tell.
probably Instagram, Facebook, a lot of places, man. I mean, like
Right.
we do share like similar things that we like at least.
Yeah, obviously.
Hmm. So regarding that, like I said, like there's to a limit trash talk can go. You know what I mean? But I also understand the fact that they make money from it, so maybe it's different. But from my perspective, at least, if somebody like I wouldn't want someone to disrespect me in terms of that as well. Like when you talk about family and stuff.
Obviously.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure how am I gonna feel about that if ever, by
Hmm.
the grace of Allah, if ever I go to that level, I'm not sure how am I gonna do it. Maybe I'll be myself because this is the one opportunity that I'm getting.
Getting,
Why
yeah,
wouldn't I be myself? Why wouldn't I be
understandable.
myself? Like, why would I be fake?
Hmm. So regarding that, man, like what do you call it? Like, um, maybe we're moving a little off MMA here, but that thing with being yourself at least, it's like also one thing you should be like. Maybe it wouldn't generate you that much cash, if you know what I mean. If you're working in MMA or at
Right,
least, but then there's that
right,
thing
yeah,
about
yeah.
being authentic to yourself. I guess that like gives you a lot of mental peace at least. Then you're
Yes,
not lying and shit like that. Lying by
yeah.
itself has a
You
toll
don't
on
have
you.
a you don't have a chip on your shoulder. You
Exactly.
don't have to go
Mm.
to home and be guilty. To be very honest.
Yeah, man. I think everybody goes through a phase in their lives where they like lie a lot for status. I've done that. I'll be honest. There was a time where I used to do that, like especially I don't know during 7, 8 grade, I guess. you know, from
Sure,
time to time, you get
sure.
more socially conscious. It happens.
Yeah, sure.
Hmm.
Obviously,
Did
like
you face something like
you
that
know,
as well?
like bragging.
Yeah, you can say that. That's a thing as well.
To
Bragging.
be very honest, I really like when people like talks nice about me.
Yeah, yeah, you should.
Like
That's a different case. Hmm.
that's a weird thing. That's a weird thing, but I feel like when you brag about yourself, you get lower. You know what I mean?
Yes, that is very true. I agree with you. I think if someone like gives you a compliment, that's good. There's nothing wrong with a compliment. That's like
Right,
something you genuinely earned because you didn't say it to yourself. Somebody else said it to you because of their observation of you. But
right.
like,
That's why.
yeah, go ahead, Bolo.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You go
Okay,
ahead.
okay. So what I was saying is the thing you said about bragging. It's like bragging can lead you to doing actions just to brag about it. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, yeah, I started this social charity thing. And I don't mean it, of course, but like, what do you call it? Some people do social charity events to brag about it.
Is that
Continue.
your sister?
Oh, yeah, that was my sister, all right.
Cool,
It's what it is.
cool, 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 cool.
Right. So we were talking about bragging, right?
Yeah, yeah. About that, I feel like you know I've seen people like on social media, obviously,
Mhm.
like when you start bragging, you're not yourself, and you just actually lower yourself down, and it shouldn't be like this.
It shouldn't.
And
It's like,
I did that too. It wasn't like, it's not like I'm not trying to be cynical. I've done that too, and I hate every part of it. Like
mm.
bragging is not something I want to do.
So it's like that part of us, like, which is driven by social validation. Like we do stuff just so other people say good stuff about us. You know what I mean?
Right. And
So like,
it's uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Tell me.
Yeah, it's like right now, let's say I post something on social media, right?
Hmm.
And it's like a bit of a success that I post, and people react to it, and it's like quick dopamine. It's like a win for us, but it's actually not. It's actually not. This is not even half of what you want it to be. You know what I mean?
Yes, I understand you completely. It's like
But it's
instant
just,
gratification.
yeah, it's just quick dopamine we need to go through our everyday life, and I hate so much about it, every part of it, that I fight against it. And let's say I want to, like, today I did something crazy. I conquer, like, achieve something I always wanted to achieve.
Hmm.
I try myself so much that I wouldn't post that on Instagram, because Instagram is the only place I post.
Right.
I try so hard.
Okay.
Sometimes 100 out of 100 out of 10 I post it,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes I'm able to calm myself down. Like, this is not the milestone.
Yeah, you're not gonna gain anything from it. So like,
Yeah.
to put it simply, and like, I think the part that we're motivated about is like, sometimes we see like a lot of stories of different people. From that we think, since everybody is posting, why shouldn't I post? You know what I mean? They're leading exciting lives. We just see the highlights of their lives, not the good parts. And what do you call it? They say like, okay, maybe other people should see highlights about me as well.
Right.
So regarding also social media, right? There's like I think there should be a distinction. Like, nowadays, social media is also a way to represent ourselves. So I think zero social media presence is bad. It's not good.
Yeah,
It doesn't do good for
exactly.
your professional life, dating life, anyway, like anything wise.
Exactly.
You should at
Exactly.
least have, like, you can post from time to time. It's fine, as long as to uphold your social media account at least. So you
Yeah, I
provide a
completely
good
agree with that.
representation of yourself. But if you're like hooked to it just because you want the social validation, that's bad.
Right. If you get hooked to it, you won't have a normal social life. You'll
Mm,
have a hell lot of anxiety, hell lot of depression. Because I
right.
know, I listen, I fuck with social media, to be honest. Like,
Okay, you
every time
pervert.
every time I go like next level with social media, there's a point where I have to just go off, like log out every social media and just give myself a break. Not more
Mm,
than a week or 2 week. I
mm.
can't go without social media more than that, but I try. But here's the thing: if you get hooked with it, you're done. You're just so done.
Yeah,
And I,
definitely. I agree with you on that point. And one thing you also said that I found very interesting was that you said you don't do it like for more than a week, which like I agree with, because nowadays I think in order to live today, you cannot live without social media. You have to have that.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Let's
a
say
thing because everyone has it and you need it. It's a thing. You
yeah,
should control
yeah,
your uses. I use it as well. It's fine from time to time. I post, what do you call it? Like I said, sometimes I fall into the same thing, like the fear of missing out factor. I see other people's stories. I think they're having leading interesting lives, and that happens. It's a common thing, I think, for everyone. So regarding that, I think like some people who want to completely like delete social media and live like tribal people lives, Amazonians and shit. I don't think that's possible, man.
yeah. If it was that what is it? That, like, that time, during that time, that not developed,
Mm,
and it will be fine. But right
right.
now, you just have to.
Yeah, it's a strategic thing to have. And especially maybe
Yeah,
we're not like, what do you call it, exposed to the professional factor of it yet. Because of course we're not at that level yet to search up like complete like professional jobs. But I know at least
yeah,
for a fact that social media influences a lot of what you the opportunities you get at least. And dude, the thing we can
Yeah.
relate to is dating life. Yes, definitely. Social media,
Oh yeah.
like what do you call it? The more presence you have there, the better it is at least for
Yeah.
online
Social
dating.
media. Yeah. Yeah. You can do well in social media, especially Instagram and shit.
Man,
Hey, do you? Hey, you want to know I'm interesting? Get my social media. Get my Instagram. Go there and look it up.
right, right. That is so true. That is so true. It's like what do you call you I like the fact you said you wanna know that I'm interesting, go and visit it. And you say that
Yeah, you
subtly. Of course you don't say
and
it out loud.
somehow you just sneak your name in to her,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
she just goes out there and Googles. I mean, searching.
It
You know
searches
what I
up, yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand that, man. You have to be smooth. That's the thing, you know.
That's so fucking lit and so weird. Like,
I mean, it's both good
where are
and
we
weird at the
going?
same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you like Chotovela Theke, we've always been, what do you call it? We've seen those romantic movies about people like popping into each other just suddenly and, having becoming the love of each other's lives. It's not how it works anymore. I don't think it
Oh,
worked like that anymore, also, like before. It was movies, of
I'm
course.
happy and I'm sad about it.
What do you mean you're happy and you're sad about it?
Like, which one are you like disappointed about?
I'm really not disappointed because I know for a fact it's a movie. You know what I mean? Movies tend to exaggerate usually, but I don't know. I think it's both good and bad. I
Yeah.
can't really like completely tell. I don't know exactly what I feel about it. I know that what do you call it? Social media or like the stuff we have right now. It's more realistic right now. But what actually works in the real world rather than movies.
Yeah. And what I hate about it is that we are very less tolerant right now. Very, very less tolerant. Like,
What do you mean by that? Hmm.
let's say I make a, like, it's so easy to make friends for me.
Hmm.
Maybe you have been to the same phase because you already mentioned your charismatic. It's so easy to make.
For fuck's sake, I was
Like,
being a cocky bastard, man. Come on. Yeah, go ahead.
like, it's so easy to make friends for me, but it's so hard to like keep them forever.
Right.
Like, let's say we had an argument and you're very less tolerant. The
Hmm.
next thing you do is you get rid of him, and I hate so much hate about like that part of it. Every day I fight with that. Like, every day I so want to be like more tolerant.
I understand you on that fact. Like, of course, not all of our values match. You know what I mean? Like I said, Doro, like both of us, we like martial arts. Other people may not feel the same about martial arts. And like some stuff, when we say, like you said, people can be less tolerant, and they
Yeah,
tend to like leave you afterwards or think less of you, right?
yeah.
They like think differently about you. So regarding those people, I think, what do you call it? People who cannot accept so easily. I don't think you should have deep friendships with this.
No, no,
Like,
no, no. That's not actually what I mean. What I mean is like, with social media, everyone could just say, "Go fuck you," and get rid of your life. You know what I mean? Like,
right, right.
everyone is like, we are in that cancel culture right now that
Mm,
everyone is like, "Go fuck you." I don't like you. Fuck you.
mm,
My mother and I don't agree. Fuck you. We are
right.
this woke, yeah, woke fucking, what is it? Liberal
Culture.
generation.
Yeah.
Man, I've seen like in Tinder and other dating site, I have seen like girls like putting their bio as liberal. Like, who the fuck wanted to know that, bitch? Like, what? Liberal? Okay, okay, okay.
And went
So
full harsh on it, on that
okay,
shit.
you are okay. You're a great, like, open about shit, great person. That's what you want the guys to know. Like, you're liberal. Come on, man. Like,
Man, I I understand you regarding that fact with cancel culture. At least it's like you said, like because of the internet, there's less consequences if you say fuck you to people. You know what I mean? If you don't agree with someone, instead of like people can't have a normal disagreement nowadays. And like I think one of the people who like face it the most, like get impacted the most out of cancel culture are comedians, because they can't, like, what do you call it, make jokes, racist jokes, or what do you call it, disabled jokes. There's like a lot of stuff
Dude,
they're not.
comedians are the one who are keeping us alive, to
Yeah,
be
it's
very
true,
fucking
and the
honest.
the fact that they can joke about it proves how open they are. And you know what I mean? If you can't really have a conversation about something, then you're not open about it.
And they're constantly keeping this alive, like, oh, you're gonna fucking throw the liberal ball on me. Oh shit, I got you in my fucking comedy store. What the fuck you
Man,
gonna
you
do?
don't know, like one time, like you said, that thing with the liberal girl on Tinder. I think the same happened to me once. Like, what do you call it? There was this girl I matched with, and I'm like, hey. And she's like, hey. And I'm like, how you doing? And she's like, not so good because there's white supremacy in America. And at that time, there was that George Floyd guy. I was like, why the fuck do you give a shit? You live in Bangladesh, you're living here. How the fuck does that affect you? And then I'm like, and I just said something, and apparently she assumed from that what do you call it? I approve the colonization of Bangladesh or something. And then she's like, stick a finger up your ass or something. And I wrote gladly. And after that, I was like more confused from that conversation. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh my god, like,
Well, like, why do you give a shit? And like, to be fair, like, let's go with this like a little deeper. Like, what do you call it, with Israel-Palestine conflict? Of course, very bad things happening there. People are dying. But to
yeah.
say that you care about something and to force other people to care about it is to mean that, like, you need to put the work on it to change it. What are you doing other
Honestly,
than posting on your story the amount of children are dying? Are you like managing donations so they can live a better life? No, you're just there and you just post a tweet and like, yeah, my work for it today is done. That
yeah,
really says nothing for you, right? You
yeah,
don't really care about it. Whether more people
yeah.
die, it doesn't matter. It's indifferent to your life.
And I've seen people like donate money and just put it up on your Instagram.
Yeah, that's
Like,
that's a shitty thing
why
to do. That's bragging.
why are you doing this? Like, how, what have you done? Like, what is this?
Hmm. I think, like, even if a person chooses to donate money, I mean, that's a good cause. At least they're donating. But the fact that you posted
What?
up, man, shows you didn't do it just to donate. You had other motives to
Oh
show,
my
what
god.
do you call it? It's for attention. That's the bad side of social media. Like you said, like a lot of people do shit for attention.
Oh, the social media, all we do is for attention, but
Yeah,
there's a healthy level of attention. You know what I mean?
definitely.
Like you're telling people who the fuck you are. This is what bragging is all about. This is what
Hmm.
it is. This is what I fucking fuck with every day. Hate it.
Right, right.
No,
I
man.
understand you. I understand you. And to be fair, like, maybe we're saying what we hate right now, and sometimes we ourselves may fall into it and we're not aware. You know what I mean? So we can't 100% say we're the right ones here, because everybody is going through life figuring it
Obviously,
out right
man.
now,
Like
right? But it's our take on it, at least.
you see in our country. Oh my god. Should we talk about our country? What's going on in our country?
Let's reserve it for the next episode, shall we? We need some
Uh,
content.
yeah, we can do that, but it's just in the heat of the
I mean, you
moment. I
can
need
go
to
brief
say,
about it. We can go more
yeah,
into detail.
yeah, about the what is it? Laborers getting like the industry getting fired.
Right, right. Okay.
Like, what do you know? What do you know actually happened?
So,
Do
man, let
you
me tell you
really?
something. I don't know that much about it because I haven't read that much on it. I know that it was like the all famous sesame juice we used to drink when you were children, that factory, and I don't know how many people died. I'm not that well informed on it. So, regarding that, I don't know who put the fire, but I know it was like poor management at least.
Yeah, I heard that the workers are trying to get out. Many workers were trying to get out, and they put the gate lock so the fire don't come out. But they did that. They didn't care about the workers.
Really? What the fuck,
Yeah,
man? That should be a human
that
rights problem. You're basically
yeah,
taking someone's life.
obviously that's really what happened. And what the my point was, without knowing anything, we can just go to Facebook and rant about, oh, our laborers and this, our laborers are this, our police are this, our police. And next thing you see, citizen groups are all, his son and
Yeah.
him and many managers were charged with, what is it?
I don't know, like
Charged with, yeah,
murder or
charged with
crime.
many
Just,
things
yeah.
about,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
fined about all this, right?
Yeah.
but why are we blaming the police? They did their job. What are
Right.
they can save the workers. They
Mm,
can save the workers. So like stop just you know getting to a conclusion. Let's see what happened. Let's exactly
mm,
get what happened and then come to a conclusion that you are doing this wrong. Fine, but just don't know the facts and don't fucking complain about police and all that. And you don't know how their life is. Like, do you like going to fire every day? What are you doing?
right,
Sitting in a
right.
fucking house.
That's a very good point you make, bro. So regarding that, I think like what do you call it? Like people judge so easily nowadays, and especially with like what do you call it recently, like the rape thing that happened, the rape culture thing.
Oh
হলো না
my
মাঝে?
god.
Regarding that, of course, nobody, I condemn rape. I think every decent human being does. But like, directly moving to a conclusion so easily. And maybe regarding
Hey,
that guy Dihan's case, he admitted to rape, and that's a different factor. But imagine if it was a false accusation. What if the reason laws were created, and of course there's corruption and everything, but like the reason laws were created was because so everything is processed, like what do you call it, with proper justice. And like I said, I'm not ignoring corruption, but what do you call it? Who are you? Are you what do you call it, a lawyer to say this is how shit should be done? No, you're just there at
yeah,
home scrolling through Instagram, just popped up on the story about this girl getting raped. And maybe it hurt
yeah,
you for like 2 or 3 minutes, or maybe some days, who knows? But to the people
exactly.
who are like, who aren't like really family with them, like what do you call it? You have no opportunity or like right to judge them. Because as long as you're not a lawyer, you're not a law expert. Why the fuck are you talking? You're not a geopolitical expert. Why the fuck are you talking about Israel Palestine?
Yeah,
Of course, awareness
I
is a
mean,
different factor, but like
yeah, yeah.
there's levels to it.
Obviously, I don't think putting up a story saying "Save Palestine" is wrong.
Okay,
That
yeah,
is
sure.
awareness. Like
Yeah,
that is
that's
supporting
awareness,
Palestine.
definitely. Mm,
Yeah. Let's say you have a platform. Let's say you win a fight in
mm,
a UFC. We are talking about. Let's say you win a fight and post fight you say "Save Palestine." We have to really grab our attention to this. These are actually how we raise awareness,
right,
right?
right.
But
So,
to just say what we should have to do to, I don't know about Hamas and all this,
mm,
but just going to a conclusion and just
yeah,
trashing
directly
everybody.
jumping to a conclusion.
Oh
I agree
man.
with that. So, like regarding that, like you said, I think like you can put a safe Palestine. Yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want with your stories. I'll be completely honest with you. But like, if you force someone else who doesn't think like you to think like you, and you judge them based on that, because like I know like what do you call it, YouTube, like two YouTubers at least, they run one channel, Abba and Preach. I don't know if you know them. So like, what happened was
What's
Abba and
what is it?
Preach, Abba and
Ab,
Preach,
Ab, Abba and Rich.
Preach.
I
All right,
Preacher
so
Lawson,
no, no, not Preacher Lawson. So
comedian.
no, no, not Preacher Lawson.
I maybe heard of what they do
They're
videos
also
on.
comedians, but what do you call, they talk about social issues and stuff, just like we are
Oh,
right
okay.
now. But they're much more knowledgeable than us, definitely.
Oh, I
But
maybe saw it. Maybe
hmm,
saw it.
so regarding that, right? What happened was that recently the things that happened on Israel and Palestine, they decided not to advertise it, not to put awareness up for it, and then they got a lot of slack for it. They're like, people like, why are not doing this? Why are not posting Israel Palestine on your? It's like they're
Right.
forcing you to do that. Listen, man, do whatever the fuck with you, what you do, like on your story, but don't force other
I,
people to think like you, because
that's what
you're not
happened with
making
I.
that big of a difference.
Right. That's what happened with Ayman Sadiq. Remember when a few like the students and who were fighting like 2 years before.
Mhm. I'm
We
not
had
that
a
informed on Bangladeshi issues, at least.
yeah, people went on an Ayman Sadiq because he didn't put up a video didn't go to the road to fight.
Right,
I
right.
don't
Yeah, that's the
man.
thing, man. It's like that's the bad part about it. You can like, that's the thing also, like social media makes it so easy. In
Right.
that sense, it's also related, because what do you call it? You can directly judge someone in social media. No one will give a shit. You know what
Mm.
I mean? You can directly write fuck you in your, I can write fuck you in your comments. Although, I might mean it. But nah, but if I write it, I have all the rights to write it. No one can stop me from it. You know what I mean? Of course, if you report me from it, but like একজন দিলে, it's not that big of a difference. Imagine 500 people are saying the same thing to you. It's a form of peer pressure.
Hmm.
It's a complicated issue, man. Very complicated.
Yeah, that's why I never get into post social media post fights like comments. I
Oh,
never
don't.
get into a fight because I know what's the conclusion is gonna be, it's gonna look like. I know
Mhm.
what's the its circumstances are gonna look like, because it's like a game. I say this, I know this liberal bitch is gonna come out and say this. I know
Right.
this, I know this. And I don't hate liberals. I just, why would I hate liberals? I like,
This
liberals are
liberal
completely
bitch.
fine. Don't,
I heard that.
like, I just don't want you to put liberal on your bio when you're here to date.
Right.
Come
Oh
on.
yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's very stupid. And for
That's what
those
I
of
hate
you,
about
like those of the like girls thinking that most guys are into politics, we're not. Just don't do it.
oh,
Just
yeah,
don't do it.
it makes them feel that guys think they're this like cool feminist. They have this short hair. They are this super cool guy. Oh my god.
Man, the way you're moving, you look like a feminist. What the fuck?
I'm a feminist. Why the
I
fuck
mean,
I'm not
it's
a
fine.
feminist? I
There's
am a feminist. I am a
oh
feminist.
man, I
But
think
there's
there are levels to it. There's definitely I don't know if I'm a feminist. There's levels to it, of course. Like what do you call it? I think there's still inequality at places. But shit, that's not real if you focus on that, like wage gaps. I don't know about here, but I know in the West it's a myth. It's been debunked by economists so many times.
like, what do you mean? Was
West, like
uh
Western countries, like take for example America, Canada. There's like a statistics that feminists use. Like for every dollar a man makes, there's like what is 0.89 cents a woman makes. You know what I mean? It feels like there's a gap. But the funny part is it doesn't take into like the hours the women work, the type of jobs they work. So there's a lot of factors. So you can really say there's like a wage gap.
yeah, like the first episode I did with my previous guy host.
Right?
The other guy I did the podcast with, the first episode we talked about this, and for some reason we didn't have the audio,
Right, right.
which is so we talked about this and we were like, and I'm having the same conversation again. But the thing is, if you're working the same, if you're generating the same goods as what men are doing, you should be getting paid the same.
Yeah, that's of course you shouldn't be discriminated on anything. But what do you
Yeah,
call it? The fact that they bring up that there is discrimination regarding wage is false. It's not false, it's not supported at least by economists, and they're the ones who are making the statistics. So,
and yeah, there is discrimination, obviously.
of course,
At
at places
some
I'm not
point,
arguing that there isn't, but like it's not
yeah,
as that
like,
it's not that bad as you think. It's not that widespread.
yeah, it's not as what they show it.
Yeah.
Right, I know what you mean.
So that's that, man. Should we put an end to today's episode so the
Hey,
people
how
who are
long we
listening?
been fucking rolling?
We've been rolling for a while, man. I lost
Hey, you
track of
say
time.
no. Let's just say how we feel about our first podcast together. Hey, how was it? You wanna
Oh
keep
yeah,
on
first
going?
episode. I think it's very nice. Like we touched on the issues we wanted to touch on. Like I said, I'm glad I found someone with the same values I share, or similar at least. Then we
Yeah,
can talk
man.
about the
Hey,
same issues. And
yeah,
regarding that, like even if you think something I say is wrong, like call me out because if I think something you say might be unjustified, I'll call you out as well. It's for
yeah,
personal
obviously,
development, man.
yeah.
We're gonna help each other out through
Humbleness.
this.
Yes, boy. What about what is happening? What did you decide for your study? Are you gonna
So,
go to?
dude, my study it's still pending. Let's see next month. Till next month, if I get my visa, I'm gonna go to Denmark. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna apply to other unis. Man, the whole
Are you
thing
gonna
is on a shaky situation.
you gotta come to Canada with me, man.
Yeah, trust me,
Yeah,
I want to,
yeah.
brother.
We have to. We have to explore the May community there.
How about
We have
you
to.
go to one side of Canada, I go to the other, and then we start exploring this way, and then we eventually meet in the middle.
Oh shit! We have a fight.
It's a
We have a fight.
shit, shit.
Oh shit!
We have a
Oh
fight,
shit! We
huh?
have a fight. Oh shit! And then we see each other, look into each other's eyes, and we. Oh my!
Man, oh wait,
Oh, I
you
know.
just made that shit gay at this point. We look into each other's eyes the way you said that shit. What the fuck, man? You call it a stare
Oh,
off, okay? Not we stare into each other's
oh,
eyes.
fucker is no homo.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
homo. I guess that saves everything.
yeah, yeah.
All
It
right
was
then.
good. This episode is good. I think we. Hey, when is the day we post every?
I
Now
guess
we are free
every Sunday,
every
or we
Sunday,
can
or
do
we.
like 2 times a week. If let's
Yeah,
see, let's
that's what
finish
I'm
the first
saying.
one.
Sunday we can do it on. Let's just pick another day after this.
Sure, we'll
We
do
just
that.
do it on
We'll
that
let you
day.
guys know.
So right now for the yeah, for the lockdown, we can just do 2 episodes from now, and after the lockdown, we're gonna be busy. We're
Yeah,
gonna do 1 episode. Hey, we have to keep this going, man. We have to
yeah, yeah.
really
I'm
keep this
up,
going.
man. Nah, I like what this is heading, and I think it's gonna boom. If you know what
Oh,
I
it's
mean.
gonna boom. It's gonna bring some cash. Oh, shit.
Maybe, man. I'm not thinking of cash right now. It's like let's keep this
Jeez,
going. One day
that's
it
the
will.
one thing. That's the one thing that keeps us from doing something great. The cash, thinking of cash.
Don't think
That's
about
the
it.
one thing. Yeah,
Like I told you,
exactly.
man, think about this as personal development. If cash some comes
Right,
side
right,
by
right.
side, well, it's fine. We'll take it. We're not
Yeah,
definitely
I'm just kidding.
rejecting it. But
I'm
still,
just
that's not
kidding.
our main goal for this.
Right,
And
right.
nobody minds cash. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, then. Let's end this
All
episode.
right. So this is our podcast. This is the broadcast.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, I guess we've been talking a lot of business to our viewers, at least. Maybe it was an individual conversation. But
hey,
to those who've watched, thank you for being here. I know this
hey,
sounds like a
thank you.
YouTube video at this point, maybe because it will become a YouTube video, you never know. And
Yeah,
thank you everyone for being here. Anything you have to
yeah,
say
thank
to our
you.
viewers, Inam?
I want to say fuck you all. Uh,
Well, then, man, we're not gonna get
hey,
any viewers after this
hey,
shit, man.
hey, hey,
What the
hey,
fuck?
hey, hey. That's how I react to my friends. I can't just act like they're my fans. Every friends, you can just see me on Facebook. Hey,
Sure,
somebody
sure.
says hi. I'm like fuck you all. Like fuck you. How are you? So that's how I react. How are you? Fuck
Right.
you. And
Okay, well, so guys, what
yeah,
we found from that is Inam has mental problems. So to
yes.
cut off the
Oh
conclusion,
shit.
thank you for watching. If you would like to comment anything, type fuck you Inam, love you, Chan. Okay? Have a good one,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. You're a good one. Bye bye.